viewers out there, indeed it is a very good evening as we are saying bye to 2014 and entering into the new year 2015. Like he said, we said it earlier on in the studio, I'm joined by Mr. Isaac C. Mwiya, who is here to do the motivational talk. And so we do have, as we start looking at the topic, which is the importance of goal setting, and later on we're going to cross into the process of goal setting. Good evening, sir, and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Chris. It's great to be here. You know, today is the last day
Indeed.
of the year.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but for me, 2014 has been a great year. It's been a great year.
Okay.
And today, basically, we'll look at two themes. We'll look at the importance of goal setting. Then we also look at the process of goal setting. But sometimes people understand the importance, why they must set goals for in their lives. But sometimes they don't understand how to go about setting those goals. And it's very important on this day and going forward, getting into the new year to understand the process of setting goals. Now, when you look at goal setting, the importance of goal setting, one of the importance of goal setting is that it gives you clarity and the direction. Here's an example. You say you want to achieve something, okay? You started from home. You are going to work. That is a goal on its own. So you have set a goal, even if you don't think of it as a goal. That is a goal. So what does that do? It gives you clarity in the direction. So when you start from home, you know exactly where you're going. So goal setting gives you that kind of clarity. Now, many people go through life without clarity. They don't know where they're going. Members say what? Mwiya. Yeah, so they don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
So when you begin to set goals in your life, it helps you, to have that clarity in your life. When you wake up every morning, you know where you're going and you know what you're supposed to do. So that's the importance of goal setting.
Okay, viewers, in case you have just tuned into MOBI TV, as you can see in the studio, I'm with Mr. Isaac C. Mwiya. We are looking at the importance of goal setting. And so you can simply pay attention and really get it, what it takes to set a goal, to set a plan, to have principles that you need to follow. Many other times, like he said, we just wake up, the day is there, and so just beginning things, which are not in order. At the end of it all, if you count what you've done, find that there's nothing that you've done to suit, your principles that you set in the morning. And so you can just be there listening and, of course, getting the right things, as we are just now beginning to look at the very important thing which is in the goal setting. Maybe, Mr. Mwiya, we first look at what is a goal.
Very good. That's a very good question. Sometimes we assume that everybody understands what a goal is. Let me give you an example of football, because that's something which all of us understand in this part of the world, and we love football so much, and the Africa will be starting in a few days' time. When you watch people playing football, there's always those sticks. We call them goal posts. So that is where the goal is. In other words, a goal is a target, something that you want to achieve. In simple terms, something that you want to reach. In other words, when you wake up in the morning, what do you want to achieve by the end of the day? What kind of life do you want to have? So that becomes your goal in simple terms. Something that you want to achieve, a target. If you go to military training, they do what is called marksmanship. Okay, marksmanship, where they will set something for you. Or darts, if you play darts. Okay, there's a place where you must hit. So that becomes your goal. So your goal basically is a target. And we talked about the importance of goal setting. I talked about one. I'll share 4 more here. So first we said goals give you clarity and direction. Now goals also make your life meaningful. Okay? Because when you have a goal, every morning that you wake up, you have a purpose. You have a reason to wake up. You have a reason to get up and go. Even when you go to bed, you know that tomorrow morning when I wake up, I'm going to wake, it's what I'm going to do, it's what I want to achieve. So it gives your life it gives your life that meaning and purpose. So it enhances the quality of your life by having a goal. And your life is fulfilling. It feels great when you set a goal and you achieve it. And I can tell you that I set goals this year. And I achieved those goals.
Okay.
And I even achieved more than I had set.
It's really good to hear that.
Yes, and we'll talk about this as we go on. Sometimes you set a goal. You don't need to be fixed, You set a goal, you make a plan, but the plan doesn't have to be fixed. It must be flexible. There are things that will come along the way that you never anticipated. It's like you're coming to work. You start off from home. Yeah, your plan is to get on a bus. But as you're coming out of your house, you need a friend going in some direction. Okay, they give you a lift. You still get where you're supposed to go. So you're supposed to be flexible as you set your goals. Now, talking about another importance is that when you have a goal, it gives you focus. We say the goal is a target, isn't it? So when you have a goal, it gives you that focus in your life. You know where you're going. You know where you must hit.
Maybe Mr. Mwiya, just before we look at the focus that one has in his or maybe her goal, here's maybe somebody who is asking to say, what kind of people who are supposed to set the goals in their lives? Is it even the working class people? Is it even the casual people? Like of the better term, but really the kind of people who can set the goals in their lives?
Yeah, that's a good question, Chris. Goals must be set by everybody. Actually, goals are set by individuals. Goals are set by companies, corporations, organizations. Goals are even set by nations. You know that?
Yeah.
Japan had set goals in the beginning. All the things that Japan achieved, they had to set goals at that level. But today we are really interested in setting goals at a personal level. So goals are for everybody. Even if you don't have a job, you must have a goal. And one of your goals could be to get a job. So later on we'll talk about the process now. Your goal is to get a job. So how do you go about making a plan to achieve that goal of yours? Let me just mention the other two benefits or the significance of setting goals. Setting goals, yes. So we said a goal will give you focus. So you know exactly where you are hitting. You know where you're supposed to hit. And when you hit it, you know that now I've hit it. So that's the importance. The other one is that goals allow you to measure your progress. There are people you ask them, you say, how was 2014? They say, so-so. Because they never had goals in the beginning. So there's no measurement. You can't measure. You don't know whether you are going backwards.
Or maybe you are proceeding.
Or whether you're going forward. You don't know. But when you have the goal, you're going to know to say, oh, okay, I've set this goal. I've reached here. If you have no goal, there's no way to measure whether you're making progress in your life. So goals help you to measure the progress that you're making in your life. And number 5, goals, keep you locked in. Okay. Goals keep you locked in and distracted. When you have a goal, I'll use the same example again of going for work, because I think it's an example that people can relate to. Many people think going to work is not a goal, but it is a goal. I'm going for work tomorrow. Okay, that is your goal. So you know that I'm supposed to be at the office at 7. You have a goal. So when you start off from home to work, your mind is set on getting to work on time. So what that does is that it keeps you undistracted. So regardless of what is happening, or if other people are dancing, there are dances, whatever is happening, you won't pay attention.
You'll be determined to that goal.
You are determined to the goal that you set. So that's basically the importance of setting goals. And briefly, let me just go through them.
Okay.
So we said number 1, goals give you clarity and direction. Number 2, goals make your life meaningful and fulfilling. Number 3, we said goals give you focus, because you can't hit an uncertain target. It's impossible. You can't pick a gun and start shooting everywhere. You must know what you're shooting at. In fact, in military they say, if you can't see the enemy, don't shoot. You're going to waste the bullet.
Indeed.
So you must see the goal. You must see the enemy as you shoot. If you can't see the enemy,
don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
You might even alarm to say, I'm here, yes. So they'll shoot you.
Exactly. Okay. Then we're saying that goals allow you to measure progress. because you have a goal, you know whether you're moving forward, and at what rate are you moving, okay? And goals keep you locked in and distracted.
Okay, Mr. Mwiya, you've really mentioned it clearly that goals, they need to be, achieved, okay? You set a goal and so you need to see the fruits of your goals. Now, what message do you have to the people out there whom in this year 2014, they had their goals, but unfortunately, their dreams did not come true. Their goals are not achieved. And so we are now saying by 2014, and we are entering into the new year. What message do you have for them? For
I like your question because you say people have goals and dreams. Now here's the difference. A goal is a dream with a deadline.
Okay.
Everyone has dreams. Everyone has dreams. Kids, old people, whatever your age is, whatever you do, people have good dreams. But here's the difference. A goal is when you get your dream and you give it a deadline.
Okay.
And you give it a plan, and which we're going to talk about later on. So probably if you say I never achieved my goals, maybe most likely you never even had a goal in the first place. What you only had was a dream. So dreams rarely get achieved. Goals get achieved. That's why in this year, in 2015, you need to begin setting your goals. And then we'll run you through a process that will help you to achieve those goals. Yes, please.
Okay. Now, again, just on the same, we do have people called the chief advisor. Is it really advisable to have the chief advisor on your goals?
That's an important question. You see, as we go on, we're going to reach a component where you're making the plan. You have a goal. You give it a deadline. By the way, first you have the dream. Then you give it a deadline. Many people make the mistake of saying, of wanting to know how they can do something before they can know how much they can do.
Yes.
First you must know what you want to do. And once you know what you want to do, then you're going to figure out how to do it. And that's where advisors come in. You need people, you need friends, you need, Napoleon Hill called it the mastermind group. You must have people, who are heading in your direction. People can tell you to say, no, I think that, no, that is not you. This is not helping you. Can you try and change? So you need people. You can't achieve any goal on your own. You always need people to help you in achieving your goals.
But how can really one now identify to say this is the right person to come and advise me as I set my goals? Because we are mingling with people of different calibers, people of different cultural, basics. How can you say this is the right person to come on board and give me the good advice for my goals?
Exactly. Someone said that advice is cheap, and it's plentiful.
Okay.
Wherever you go, you're going to meet someone who will tell you whatever they think. People are going to load their opinions on you. And sometimes the advice that you get are really negative opinions. I always talk to parents and say, look, the way the parents talk to their children, the little boy comes running from the mud, and the kid is looking white, white from dust, and the boy comes running and says, "Mommy, I want to be a pilot." What does the mother say? You can't be a pilot. The mother thinks that is advice, but that's not advice. And you're going to get people like that who tell you, things which they think they're helping you. The people that made it in this life, okay, people were told at one point that you can't sing, you can't act, you can't write. Jack Canfield is one of my mentors, surrogate mentors. Very, very one of the greatest motivational speakers. He wrote a book, Chicken Soup for the Soul. 144 times it was rejected. They told him, no, this book can't sell. 144 times. This book can't sell. But he kept on, and when the book was published, it became a bestseller. So sometimes we need to be careful with the advice that you get. So we need to be selective. Don't stop people from giving you feedback and advice. Get the feedback, but sit down and begin to evaluate it, and be open-minded about it. So be open, so that people can come and say, I love what you do. I think you can do it this way. I think you can do it better that way. So you need to be open like that. But it's not everything that you're going to get that's going to help you. probably to answer the question, the best people to help you are people who are doing what you want to do.
Okay. You've got the common things. Okay.
You've got common things. You know, if you want to learn about playing football, who is the best person to help you? Someone who plays football.
Yeah.
You know. So go talk to someone who plays football. But sometimes again, like I said, you get publishers who tell you this book can't work. Sometimes even the experts will tell you, no, there's no potential here. Les Brown, one of my mentors again, great motivational but probably the best in my view. One of the best actually. Jimon is there as well. Jack Canfield is there as well. Les Brown was told when I was a little boy. By the way, they were twins, born in a poor family, and they're adopted. And as they're growing up, Les Brown was labeled what they call EMR, educate mentally retarded, meaning his mental capacity was not up to date. You know, he couldn't fit in a normal class, so he had to be put in a special class. Until one day he met a man who told him to say, Les, what someone thinks about you does not have to be your reality. And he says, from that moment, I changed. I was a different person. I was no longer this person who was, mentally retarded.
Yes.
So sometimes the advice you get from teachers, from parents, most of it is not advice that's going to help you. But there'll always be that point when you meet somebody who tell you, Chris, you can do it. I believe in you. And that is why for me as a speaker, as a motivational speaker, my passion is young people. I have the privilege to meet young people in schools. I speak in prisons at Kamala Remand. I go there and I look at the kids and say, these kids are in prison today. You know what they are lacking? They never had someone to tell them that, young man, young lady, I see something in you. There's potential in you.
There's potential in you doing this
They
thing.
never had people to tell them that. And that's why I spend time to interact with young people. Every opportunity I get to talk to young people and tell them, say, you know what, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about you. You can still come out from here, come out from prison, and go out there in the world and make a difference. And this coming year, we're planning something to go to go and reach out, spend a day with the kids in prison, talk to them and mentor them, and give them examples. People come from prison, people like Nelson Mandela, even our first president, Kenneth Kaunda, came from prison, became presidents, and they're great men today. So the fact that you are here today doesn't mean you must stay here, and that's why today we're talking about goal setting. You are here today, but that's okay. Don't stay where you are. You can move from here.
Okay.
And the first point is goal setting, which we're going to talk about, as the countdown continues today.
Yes. Now just on the side, maybe just to wrap up, we do have the positive-minded people and the negative-minded people. Now we are looking at the people who come alongside your goals. Of course, they come to advise. Some will come, with minds of positivity. Some will come with minds which are negative. Now, is it all that good as a person to receive even negative things as you go on setting the goals?
Yes, one of the qualities you must develop in achieving your goals and setting your goals is to develop the ability whereby someone can tell you something and it doesn't get to your heart.
Okay.
Someone can tell you, I like to give this example. In a game of football, you miss a penalty. What happens? Two things happen.
Yeah.
There'll be someone will tell you, we knew it. You can't score.
Even you're just from scoring, but just miss the penalty.
Yes, miss the penalty. Others will tell you, we
They
need to
turn
get
around,
score.
yeah.
Others will tell you, hard luck. Hard luck. So you get that feedback, and it's up to you to know how to respond. The event, the response, and the outcome. So the event you can't control it. You can't control what someone tells you, but you can control the way you react to what someone tells you. People tell you what they think, but really the outcome is up to you. You always have a choice on how you react. I like to give this example. You are at a stadium, or at a rally now, there are rallies, okay? And these guys are busy chanting their slogans. And the guy in front of you is stepping on you. He doesn't know. There's so many people.
There's somebody here behind me.
Yeah, someone is stepping on your toe. They're so happy, excited, they don't know that they're stepping on you. What do you do? It's up to you. Someone who's just, jump up, insult them, kick them. Someone will say, hello, excuse me, sir, you're stepping on me and it hurts. So you cannot control what happens, but you can always control how you react, how you respond. Responding is the better word to what happens.
Our good viewers out there, don't forget that we are doing the counting down of minutes into the year 2015, just here at MOBI TV, live broadcasting to you out there and in the studio. In case you've just joined us, I am with Mr. Isaac C. Mwiya, who is a motivational speaker, and I believe you are really getting it. I'm enjoying it, hoping you're doing the same. And in case you want to hear more, even after this student time, we can still give you the number that you need to call. At the free time, you call him, you meet him, and so more talks, mentoring, a lot of things, especially that we are beginning the year 2015. It's very much essential that you begin to set your goals and you reflect on the very goals that by the end of the year 2015, you ask a question to say, have I achieved my goals? If not, where did I go wrong? And what should I do? Of course, we are still going ahead with the program of looking at the importance of setting the goals. Now we're just going into the process of setting the goals. How can you go on with the process of setting the goals? Yes, Mr. Mwiya, how can one kick off the process of setting the goals?
Yes, now this is where the question will come in. Look, I think I know, I have a dream. I know what I want to do.
Yes.
But how do I do it? Okay, that's where now the process kicks in.
We've known what, now how.
So we know what, now we need to know how. Okay, we need to know the process. Where do I begin from? Where do I go from there and from there and from there and from there? Because it is a process. It's not a one-step thing. And today we're going to talk about what I call a three-step process to goal setting. Basically, it's a set of 3 questions that you ask yourself. And if you sit down to answer those questions properly, by the time you're done answering those questions, your goals will be written. And what will remain now is for you to begin working on those goals. And the first question you ask yourself is, okay, this is the eve. You're counting down. Probably today you are too excited to write down your goals. Then what you can do is take note of the questions. Then tomorrow, after you've sobered up, or the other day, then you can sit down and begin to write your goals. The first question you ask yourself is, where am I now? You know, where am I now? So you want to look at your life. You know, your life is not a bunch per se. Your life can be segmented. You know, you have your career, you have your finances, you have your relationships. Okay, you have your recreation time, you have got your personal development goals. Okay, you have got what is called your legacy. And this is what you'll be remembered for. So you look at each of those areas. Let me just run through them quickly so that, you know, there are 7 of them. You have your finance, your career, your health, your personal development, your relationship, your recreation, and your contribution, which is your legacy. So you want to write down all those areas, the 7 areas, and then you say in each area, in my finances, how am I doing now? You write that down. Is it good? Is it fair? Is it very good? Is it excellent? You say, in my career, how am I doing? How is my career doing now? Is it doing good? Or maybe you don't have a career at all. Okay? So we start from there. Your health. How is my health? You know, am I fit? So you know yourself and be as honest as you can and write your answers on a piece of paper. In a book is better. Your relationships. You know, how would you relate with the people in your life? At home, your friends, at work. How are they? So you write that as well. Recreation. People don't make goals for recreation.
Yeah.
But it's important because you need, you can't be successful in finance and then you become a failure on these other areas. Then there's nothing you're doing. You need to create a balance, you know, in your life, and that's the importance of goal setting as well. And your legacy.
How will people remember you?
Yes, exactly. If you die today, what people say, they'll say, oh, thank God he's dead. Or they'll say, oh, it's a shame, you're such a good man. Or they'll say, you know, this man here helped me in this and in such and such a way. So you need to set a goal. You need to be deliberate. Legacy doesn't just happen. You must set a goal about your legacy as well. So after you answer the question of where am I now, then you say from where I am, where do I want to go? Okay. I know how much I'm earning. I know how my career is doing. I know how my health is doing. You know, and all the other areas. So where do I go from here? Now, pick one area. Pick your finance. Pick your health. and write down what you want. Forget about how you're going to do it for now. Just write what you want. What kind of finance would you like to have? Finances would you like to have? What kind of health would you like to have? What kind of weight would you like to have? Let's pick on weight, for instance. You know how your health is doing. You know how much you weigh. You weigh 100 kgs. You say, 100 kgs, is that too much? Is that too little? Do you want to increase weight? Do you want to reduce weight? Okay, so it's up to you. It's what you want. It is your life. Maybe if you are weighing 100, you're going to say, this is too much. I need to reduce my weight. So you write that down. You want to reduce weight. But it's not enough still to say I want to reduce weight. You need to know how much weight do you want to reduce. And by when? I'm weighing 100 kgs now. Today is January. How much do you want to weigh by June? How much do you want to weigh by the end of the year? So you write that down as well. So you do that for all the areas of your life.
Okay, maybe just on the 7 elements of the process of setting a goal. Let me pick this one on the issue of the relationship. Here is this young man who is saying, I think 2015, I need to set my goals. And so in his process of the goals, he says, I think I need to have somebody by my side. Now the question is, can somebody bring in a person of his level, or maybe you can bring in a person even who is of, in the lower levels, you are high, herself low, or maybe you low, high. What is your say on that segment?
I'm thinking you're talking about a love relationship, isn't it?
Yes.
Look, they say that love transcends all boundaries. It doesn't know race, doesn't know color,
height,
doesn't know height, doesn't know complexion. It's funny sometimes you meet somebody and you say, is that the husband? No, that's her husband. People say, but how did he manage to convince her? You look at the people, you look at their physical appearance, and it doesn't match. You look at their financial background, it doesn't tally. But with love, someone said, look, I can't tell my heart whom to fall in love with. So that's how it is. Probably what you can say as you go in a relationship is to ask yourself, with the people that you have right now in your life, how do you relate with them? How do you rate your relationships with the people in your family, the people at work? How do you relate with them? Do you spend time with them? Do you spend enough time with them? Are you happy with the way you relate? Remember, we talked in the first place that you can't achieve your goals without help, and that help comes from what? Your relationships. The people you meet at work, they're all relationships. Of course, they all come at varying levels. Yeah, so we need to look at that as well.
Okay. Hello viewers, indeed we are now winding up on the process of setting the goals. We have been told indeed by Mr. Mwiya that we have 7 elements, which is the relationship, the issues of your healthy, and so of course, even to tackle with issues of, your legacy. Suppose you are gone, how do people remember you? Will they say he was a good man, or will they say Chris was a bad person? And now, Mr. Mwiya, your last words as we conclude on the importance of setting the goals and the process of setting the goals.
I'm going to be very fast here. We said this is the 3-step process. So meaning that there are 3 questions. The first question is, where am I now?
Yeah.
You've answered it.
Okay.
The next question is, where do I want to be? Now, here's where the work is. Where do I want to be? You need to be specific. If you say, don't say, I want to improve my finances this year. It's not good enough. How much is increasing? If you're earning 1,000 and we give you 50 kwacha on top, is that increment good for you? So you must be specific with what you want. How much, by when? Be specific. Be specific in setting your goals. How much weight? How much money? How much time? How many books do you want to read? Don't say someone is telling me, I think that I want to improve, my church life. That goes good.
Yeah.
But it doesn't motivate you. You must ask the question, but how are you going to do that? Are you going to pray more? Are you going to read more? And how much is more? How many times? Maybe you can say, okay, I think I'm going to be reading 10 minutes of the Bible every day before I go to sleep. That goes manageable and you can track it. So so you know what you want. You know by when you want it, and you know how much of it you want. And another important question here,
yes,
on this area, why do you want that goal? Sometimes you want to achieve a goal for the sake of achieving it. But when the bumps begin, you're going to give up if you don't have a why for doing what you want to do. Why do you want to lose weight? You must have a reason. Why do you need more money? You must have a reason. And the reason must be strong enough. I'd like to give this example. You have a couple that, let's say, just as an example, they earn 1,000 kwacha, and they go to the hospital. The doctor says, your daughter is going to die. We need to do an operation. But for that to happen, you need 20,000 kwacha. And you look at this couple, they would never make that kind of money on any day. They would never make it, not even in 2 years. But they say, we need this money in 3 months' time. And they make the money. What changed? They will make the money.
The motive behind,
yes, exactly.
the force.
So their reason changed. So if you don't have a reason for making 20,000 kwacha, you're not going to make it. But if you have if your reason is strong enough for making the money, you're going to save. Yes, because it's a matter of life and death. People will never be on TV. They'll come on TV to beg. They'll come to your house and say, please, whatever work we can do, let us do it.
Means and ways are found now.
Exactly. That's why we say, first you don't want to know how. First you want to know what you want and why you want it. But if you know what you want and you know why you want it and the reason for wanting it is strong enough, you're going to find the how. So you must have a reason for wanting what you want. Why do you want more money? Why do you want to get a new job? People say, I want to change my job. But why do you want to change your job? And they have no reason. That kind of goal is very dangerous. Because when the troubles come, you can say, oh, I think I made a mistake. But if you have a reason, say, I need to save my daughter, please. Whatever job I can do here, whatever money you're going to give me is going to make a difference. So you need to have the motivation. You need to have the reason for wanting to achieve the goal that you want to achieve. And finally, in this three-step process, the how now.
Oh, yes.
Now you know what you want. You know how much of it you want. You know when you want it. So the next question is, how do you do it? Okay, my daughter is sick. I need 20,000 kwacha in 3 months' time. The question is, how do I do it? You're going to brainstorm. And because the reason is strong enough, you're going to find the means of getting the money. You're going to knock on people's doors and say, please, whatever job I can do. You're going to go on TV and say, please, people can donate the money. Let them donate it because the reason is strong enough. So once you have a strong enough reason, you're going to find the means of doing it. So you basically make a plan. I know what I want to do. I want to lose weight, isn't it? I'm weighing 100 kgs, for example. I want to lose weight, let's say, to 80. I want to lose 20 kgs. So you make a plan. How do I do it? You can say, I'm going to reduce, on how much I eat. I'm going to increase my exercise. So the plan you make will depend on the goal that you have and the motivation for wanting what you want. And this is where now I'll go back to your question. Do you need advisors?
Yeah.
You need advisors here. Some people say, you know what? I don't like my job. I don't like my boss. Everyone at work. I don't like anything about my work. I want to quit my job. But when you sit down and realize it's not the job that they need. It's just something going on in the other areas of your life. That's the difficulty. If you are achieving in one area and something else is missing. So you go home, you're not happy at home. And you come, and because you're not happy at home, it comes back to your work. And you think the problem is with your work. When the problem is actually with you at home. So that's why you need people at this stage to help you. You have a goal. How do you achieve it? You need to talk to someone. Someone has been there, talk to a life coach, talk to a motivational speaker. They will help you. They will ask you the questions that will help you to see things in a different light. So in summary, the three-step process, basically, where am I now? Answer that question. In all the 7 areas. Where do I want to go? Be specific. How much, by when, and why. Especially the why must be there. And the last question is, how do I get it? And of course, like I said, if you know what you want, you know why you want it, you know when you want it, and you have a reason for wanting it, you're going to find the means of getting it.
Indeed, people have listened to your good speaking. I've also enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
But to those who are willing to face you, how do they get to meet you?
I have a blog, and this is not on the blog yet. We'll post it there so you can go and we'll make a downloadable a PDF file so that you can download it and have it on your laptop, on your tab, on your iPad, and follow these instructions. So my blog is at isaacmwiya.wordpress.com. isaacmwiya.wordpress.com. You can find me on Twitter also. The handle is at isaacmwiya. I'm also on Facebook. Should I give my phone number as well?
What?
Okay, if you want to call me to chat, You can call me on 0978 638389, and I'll be able to go through this process again. To answer the question again, it's very important that you find someone to help you, through this process, and I'm here.
In 15 seconds, your last words to the viewers out there.
Well, to the viewers, we are counting down today. This is the, my time is 21:54 or 5. Just a few minutes, and we're going to be in 2015. For me as a Christian, and I always say this wherever I go, wherever I speak, I am a Christian first. Before I'm a motivational speaker, I am a Christian first. And whatever I do, I need to espouse those principles of Christianity. And as a Christian, for me, I think, I thank God, that I'm alive today, that I can share this opportunity, this moment, with the people of Zambia, counting down to the new year. And as the new year starts, we hope that God is going to continue guiding us and blessing us.
Thank you very much, viewers out there, for spending time to listen to the motivation talk. Indeed, in the studio, I was with Mr. Isaac C. Mwiya, who has spoken boldly, indeed clear and crystal, the information so rich to even make you be rich in all segments of your life. Set your goals, know the process, how, where, what, and why should you do that. I am Man Chris. I say enjoy this night as we all celebrate the coming of the new year 2015. Enjoy it to the glory of the Lord. Thank you very much for spending time with us. We take a break, and when we come, more talks on the things which really happened in the year 2014. Stay blessed.